Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans. Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Jake, and today I am joined by George Ferris of Salt City Sumo. How's it going, George?
Hey, Jake, going well. How about yourself?
Going pretty well. I'm clearly doing a little better than you on the grooming. I see you're looking a little shaggy here.
Yeah, this is my midsummer beard. So
yeah, I wasn't gonna say anything, but you brought it up before we recorded, so I had to bring it up.
I need to go see my barber. Really, it's just I'm looking real scruffy. Have you ever seen Luke Cage?
Yeah.
I look like Luke Cage when he was in prison for a while.
Yeah, there you go. Exact same physique as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, George, you and I go back a ways. I think the first time we met was Nationals when we came to your hometown last year. But you have been doing sumo for a while longer than that. How'd you get into it?
Yeah, I actually started at a FitCon. So like a lot of people in sumo, there was a FitCon in 2019. I saw a billboard driving down the freeway saying, "Hey, come try amateur sumo." And I thought, I'm big. I'm going to give this a shot. And it was a 2-day event. I went on the second day and they had a singles tournament. I beat everyone. And then they, based off the records in the singles tournament, they partnered people up and did a team tournament. And they partnered me up with this guy who lost every match in the singles tournament. He was very young and had goggles because he was going to compete with because he had glasses. And I dragged that guy to a gold medal that day.
Oh man, that's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, you just kind of came in and bulldozed into it. What's your athletic background? Did you do like other sorts of wrestling or something beforehand?
Yeah. So I played football for 6 years. I did high school wrestling. I did some wrestling in junior high school as well. I did track and field, so shot put and discus. I did some rugby in college. And then I've also done some professional wrestling too, the WWE stuff.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So clearly that's where you get a lot of your sumo style from, right? Like that's why you choke slam so many guys in that one pile driver you landed.
Yeah, no, it's really Stone Cold Steve Austin is probably my favorite Rikishi. Behind Rikishi himself.
Well, I mean, obviously. I mean, we're sumo people, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose worth knowing though, the Stone Cold Stunner, not very effective in sumo if you touch the ground first.
I've lost every match that I've tried it in, but
but damn it, you're gonna keep going.
It's gonna happen one day.
One of these days it'll somehow work out. But yeah, so the reason that we were talking today is we have a tournament coming up that you are putting on. Why don't we talk a little bit about your club and how you got going in the last year or two here first, but just real quick, the Harvest Days Sumo Festival, Harvest Days Festival is the city festival in Midvale, right?
Yeah, it goes back 60 years, and this year the theme is Let's Play Midvale. And so I went to the city and said, hey, if you want to have some people playing, let's get some sumo wrestlers in here and competing against each other. They thought it was a great idea. So they're putting up some prize money, and they're putting the gauntlet down for the wrestlers in America to come out and compete. That's
so cool. So yeah, just as like the build up to getting this big gig here, then, and we'll talk about the tournament, like I said, in a minute. But you've started up a club just recently. Was it if I remember right, you getting back into sumo with 2022 nationals in your town? Was that kind of like the impetus to get you to lock down a long-term club, or was that club already around?
The club wasn't around before nationals. So what happened is it all goes back to one guy, to be honest, is John Jotz. And so he was spending some time in Salt Lake. He saw me compete at nationals and said, hey, I really like your sumo. You're pretty raw and you don't have very good technique. So I'd like to help you with that. And so I got some mats, and John and we'd meet in my garage once or twice a week and just kind of train technique. There was another guy who joined the year that I first did named Rob, and he showed up the first day and just kicked everyone's butt. And so I reached out to him and said, "Hey, John, this guy John's in town. He's really good at training. Do you want to start training with me?" And so me and him met in our garage, and more and more people started hearing about it. And next thing you know, we have a club. And then we've just had so much growth. I think we have about 20 people in our club already.
Holy
And
cow.
yeah, and so it's something that Salt Lake really loves. Like we've had nationals in Salt Lake twice. We've had a FitCon in Salt Lake, and now we're gonna have the Harvest Days Sumo Open in Salt Lake too. So
That's so awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. I didn't put two and two together, but yeah, John is it family he has in Utah? Is that why he was sticking around for a while?
yeah, he spent some time with some family out here, and I got a benefit from it. So
Yeah.
um, he actually told me not to tell anyone that he was training me. So so
Well, it's out of the
hopefully,
bag now.
yeah, hopefully he doesn't listen to this this podcast because uh, yeah, at this point, but he's back in Hawaii now. So, but
Yeah.
without him, he still gives us the club advice in the chat. Just even yesterday, one of our newer guys was asking about. He did a video of his technique on a couple moves, and John gave him some feedback on it. So, he's been kind of the unofficial coach of the club.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that John is just all over the place. I know he's been like traveling back to the mainland more often than he used to, and he's going to tournaments and stuff. It's really cool to get his input on all this.
Yeah, he talks about how old he is and how he's just kind of hobbled and stuff, and don't believe it. This guy's everywhere, and he knows everyone, and he's just like that that secret backbone of just how like you get that feel that like America is kind of run by like a McDonald's or something like that. John Jocks runs everything for real. Like he's the guy. So,
And if you asked him, he would deny it until his dying breath.
he would. He absolutely would. But like I can't speak highly enough of the guy.
Yeah. But speaking of John, one of his major pushes recently has been youth sumo. He's been helping people get youth sumo organized, and that's another thing that your club has been big on. How does Salt City Sumo focus on recruiting new youth, and what do you guys do differently that's been getting you such success in recruiting youngsters?
Well, really what we've done is made sumo a family affair. Like if one person in your family is doing sumo, you're coming in practicing too. So for example, Damien, he's the heavyweight for America and the youth heavyweight champion this year. And his little brother Nico, he's a 9-year-old kid, so not quite old enough to compete, but man, this guy's been training just as hard as Damien. And so as he gets older, he'll be taking over that crown as Damien starts winning at the adult level.
Sure.
On top of that, my nephew, his name's Owen. He's been getting involved in it, and he's 9 too, so he's gonna start training with us. And we have a newer guy as well, named Jeremy, and his two daughters are been training as well with us. So we've also been because of how good Damien did, some high school football teams have reached out to me about doing sumo demonstrations for
Oh,
them.
that's awesome.
And so we're working on trying to partner up with some local high schools, maybe start in the next year or two, get some clubs going at high schools, and maybe we could turn sumo into like a high school sport in Utah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. In Nashville, they have that high school club. I wonder if we could get a rivalry going there. If you get the second high school club in the country going or something like that.
Yeah. I'm sure that the Utah guys would be happy to go and beat up on Nashville kids. But my only thought is like if it's a rivalry, they're gonna have to beat us up too. So I don't know how much you can no.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
No.
It's like how the Vikings have a rivalry with the Lions. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
like the Packers, sure, we go back and forth, but the Lions, it's yeah. I mean, like, come on, it's just kind of sad.
Yeah. No, honestly, the stuff that's going on in Nashville, I've been watching a lot of what's been going across the country, and the Nashville high school stuff, I've really taken a lot of inspiration from it. I'd love to see happen in Utah. So they're doing great work down there.
That's really cool. Yeah, and you mentioned Damian being the heavyweight champion. Yeah, that was just at Nationals this year in Orlando. This spring, Damian was able to take gold, and so he'll be the heavyweight representative for the youth heavyweight representative for Team USA going to Japan this fall.
Yeah, he's ecstatic. He's been training really hard, and he's been just working, and we've been giving him a hard time because he won heavyweight, but he didn't win open weight. There's another guy who won open weight, and we've been reminding him that this whole time, and Damian's going to be competing in at the Harvest Days tournament too, and he's going to be ready to win some matches.
That's so cool. Yeah. Don't let his head get too big, right? There's Perry's still out there. Perry from San Antonio
Yes.
is the other youth heavyweight in the mix here, and yeah, it was cool to see those guys go back and forth.
Oh yeah, it was great, and it's such a good example of just what the future of sumo is going to look like.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a guy from Texas and a guy from Utah, and Damian, he knows that he's watched Perry do all these tournaments, and he knows Perry's not gonna like make it easy for him in the future. So
yeah. Yeah, being in Texas, Perry does have that advantage there where he's got more reps, more live tournaments to go to, and but yeah, that's awesome bringing it home to Salt Lake City so Damian can catch up a little.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's
Damian has like a poster of Perry in his room to remind him who he needs to beat. So
oh, that's funny. That's really cool. There you go. There's the rivalry. Sorry, Nashville.
That's the real rivalry is Damian versus Perry.
Oh man. So yes, you mentioned he'll be competing. He's thrown in with the grown-ups for Harvest Days.
Oh yeah, he's getting thrown to the wolves. Like we show no mercy to Damian or his brother. Like you go to the Salt City Sumo practice, you're gonna get hit. That's just how it is. Mm-hmm. And so Damian knows that, and at this tournament, we're gonna hit him just as hard as we would hit anyone else.
Nice. Yeah, that's really cool. So part of how he's making that work though is tell us a little bit about the format, because you're planning to do a pretty much an all open weight event, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be an open weight tournament. Honestly, I was thinking we'd get 8 people to show up and just do a round robin, but it's taken off. Like right now we're between 20 and 30 people, and so it's going to be open weight round robin. The only thing is if it gets too big, which it has the potential to be, we're going to do a round robin pools to determine rankings, and then those rankings are going to go into a double elimination tournament to determine the champion.
Yeah, and yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier. It kind of depends on the final count, but yeah, it sounds like it's just whatever we want to do, because there's going to be you kind of got the place for the entire day, don't you?
Yeah, the city. So it's going to be at Midvale City Park in Midvale, Utah. It's right off the freeway, and the city is giving us a spot right next to all the food trucks, and so I had to pull a couple strings to make sure of that, and so
I mean, if you're a food truck, what sport do you want to be right next to?
Exactly. Exactly.
The one known for the big guys. Yeah.
You want to be next to those bounce houses with the kids or next to the sumo wrestlers? So we're gonna we're gonna have a mat there. I'm working on having a second dojo for people to kind of practice that in between. We're gonna do some demonstrations, and then we're gonna also do just have a tournament. The city's providing some prize money, $300 for the ultimate winner, and then $100 each for whoever has the best match as voted by the fans. And actually, I got an additional thing I want to announce too. First time I'm announcing it. I don't think I've told anyone this besides you. So I got this statue as well that we are going to give to the person who shows the most spirit. That's the Sumo Spirit Award that a lot of tournaments do. And so we're hoping to send you back with so we're gonna do medals as well. So prize money, medals, statues. We're hoping this is gonna be a blast. So
yeah, and people can still sign up, right? Where can they find that?
So you can find it on any of the posters has a QR code in the bottom corner. If you scan that, you can sign up there. Also in the USSF Facebook page, we're gonna put the link there, or on the Salt City Sumo page as well. I've been posting the link to sign up. There's a web form you fill out, and then the day of, you'll need to bring your insurance card, and you need to sign a waiver as well. So besides
and
that,
those details are on the sign up, right?
yeah,
Perfect.
and there's no entry fee.
Gotcha. And I did just double check here on sumo411.com where we have all those events listed out. Thanks, Kellyanne, for getting that set up. It does have the link straight to the Facebook event. So you can find it on sumo411.com. Just scroll over to August, and Harvest Days Sumo Open is right there.
Thank you, Kellyanne. Kellyanne's one of my favorite people in sumo, to be honest.
Yeah. Kellyanne really stepped up recently with the USSF Instagram. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. You had a lengthy Facebook post saying thank you to everybody who helped you out recently here.
Yeah, you, Kellyanne, and Marky are honestly MVPs of my club. Over the last 2 weeks, we've had 8 people join the club, and so the majority of them said the same thing. Hey, I've been looking for a sumo club for years, and I just didn't know anything was out here. You guys going through and updating the website, putting out a stronger social media presence has pushed so many people to us that this tournament's taken off because of it. You know, a lot of the people who are signed up are local guys who want to prove that they can beat some of the best in the country. And then the club's just been taken off. We've got practices twice a week now. And, you know, I test, you know, I'm not good at this stuff. So you guys are clearly the ones who have done all this.
I will say I'm in that group that like strategizes for social media stuff, but that's all Kellyanne and Marky. Those guys are the ones really taking the lead there. I have been kind of a fly on the wall so far, but regardless, yeah, just resurrecting that Instagram account from the dead. Kellyanne's been just killing it with getting people. Kellyanne has gotten like 3 or 4 people from Iowa sent my way. Looking to try sumo. Like that's how wide a net that stuff is casting, you know, like getting, I mean, it's something that everybody talks about, how like sumo is just infectious. Like you just, once you know what it is, once you've seen it, you got to try it. Right. And like all the people out there that have wanted to try it, but didn't know how to or where to, these last couple of weeks and months have been crazy for that.
No, absolutely. And you guys are just doing a phenomenal job of just connecting people, putting resources out there. Because as someone who's I've done some marketing myself in different avenues and different jobs, but you know, you really want to put stuff out there and cast that wide net, because you never know who's looking at what.
Yeah. And if even only 1% of people who see sumo stuff want to try it, 1% of 1,000 people is a lot bigger than 1% of 100 people. Right?
Exactly.
So yeah, getting eyes on that stuff is awesome. But yeah, so going back to the event, we got 20 or 30 people. Any names you're willing to spoil on who's already signed up?
Yeah, let's talk some names.
Yeah, because I've seen a couple of those posters out there on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah, we're making some posters, which I want to talk a little bit about those posters too.
But, yeah, please.
Because that is an idea stolen straight from Texas.
Yeah.
But Cornelius Booker, you know, the president himself, is coming out.
He's gonna hate that.
Also, so Ryan White's coming out as well. Danny's coming from California. Mackey's said he's coming out, and we got the Sumo Nomad as well. Kyle, he's coming out. Marky's coming out, but I don't think he may or may not be able to compete, depending on how his body's holding up.
Sure.
But we've got a great lineup of people. the like honestly, and I'm let me check my notes real quick too, because so the Delatorre brothers are coming out as well.
All
And
right. Okay.
so we like I didn't check my notes. I knew that they were coming out. I always struggle with their last name, and I don't want to like correctly,
Yeah.
so
No,
but
it's really cool how many people are going to this. It seems like I would be willing to bet, short of like nationals, that weekend is probably going to be like one of the biggest sumo travel weekends of the year, because it's
oh
also
yeah.
the day that there's the Scottish Sumo Open. So like basically everybody that's not on your list is on the Scottish list.
Yeah. So when I set up this tournament, I didn't expect Scotland to be my competition.
Yeah.
I remember because so this has been in the works for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably about 2 years, to be
Okay.
honest. And so when I finally got the approval, I was like, yes, we're gonna go with this. It's gonna be great. And then Scotland comes out with their tournament, and so here's my pitch to you: if you're trying to decide between Scotland or Midvale, think about this: like, which plane flight's gonna be cheaper, and where can you buy more food with those savings?
That's a good point. At the food trucks that are right next to the ring.
Food trucks, yes, I can tell you the food trucks are gonna be phenomenal. There's gonna be Jamaican food. There's gonna be, and I'm working on the after party place as well right now. It originally was gonna be at my house, but I don't want to get a noise ordinance against me now. So.
Yeah, having a party at your house is different when you were talking like you were expecting 8 people or something. But
Yeah,
if we're at like a couple dozen, yeah, maybe relations with the rest of the family are more important than having a party at your own house.
exactly. So there's a couple all you can eat places nearby. Last time we were in Salt Lake, we got kicked out of an all you can eat buffet. So they're off the list. But there's a couple other places that we're gonna try out. I might even do a poll for people to vote where they want to eat at afterwards. So
That's awesome. You'd think that an all-you-can-eat place would want to sponsor a sumo event, not kick the wrestlers out.
I know, right? Like
Make a thing of it. Make it a gimmick.
apparently they don't have the ability to uh keep to their word. So all you can eat means all you can eat. There was a place that we were looking at as well that was like, it's all you can eat, but it's for 2 hours. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys are see, you're putting rules on it already, and that's just not how we work.
Yeah, you're already putting asterisks on it.
The other thing we can do is just surprise the place. Just 30 sumo wrestlers deep
Yeah.
at a buffet, shut it down,
Yeah.
make a lasting impression.
I'm picturing it like, that scene in any movie where like somebody walks into the room and everybody just like stops talking and looks over. Like
Yeah, exactly.
the one outlaw cowboy kicks in the door and like the whole saloon stops talking and stuff like that, except it's like 30 huge sumo wrestler dudes walking into a buffet.
It's like that scene in Monsters Inc. when all the big time scarers come out. It
Yeah.
goes slow motion and the boom.
Oh man. Yeah, the floor shakes, the wait staff starts quivering in fear.
Yeah.
A tumbleweed blows across the vestibule.
I might have to bring like a speaker system, just dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. We came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and we are all out of bubblegum.
We ate it all.
Yeah, we ate it. Yeah, exactly. That's where it went. That's why it's gone. Oh man. So before we wrap up here real quick, traditional final question for any time that we have a guest on the show for the first time. Assuming we get kicked out of a buffet and need to go to a bar or something like that, and that's where the party ends up. Let's say it's almost closing time and karaoke is shutting down, but we need George to bring us home for the night. What song do we pick for you to end the night with karaoke?
Oh man. So I can give you a very definite answer for this because I've been in this situation.
I guess I'm not super surprised by that.
I was at a work event and they made me do a song at karaoke, and I did the ultimate power play song, Tequila. I made.
If you have to do one song, I suppose that kind of like gets you out of there as easy as possible, doesn't it?
They watched me stand on stage holding a mic for 3 minutes, and I said tequila 3 times.
Oh, that is a dominance move, isn't it? That's a real posse of sumo wrestlers walk into a buffet kind of move.
Here's the thing about me, okay? I don't have a lot of songs memorized. And really, there's 2 categories for songs I have memorized. Christian worship songs and the entire album of Straight Outta Compton. So, really, karaoke wise,
not a lot of great options.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like Disney songs or something like that because your kids watch them on repeat or whatever.
I can do Oceans, which is a worship Christian song, or I can do F the Police, like one of the 2.
Yeah. Oh man, that's yeah. So tequila, there you go. There's your third option.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's incredible. So we already mentioned go to Sumo 411 or the USSF Facebook group if you want to find the sign up for the Harvest Days Sumo Open. But if you are in Salt Lake City and you want to find people to train with, George, how can people track down Salt City Sumo and you?
So our best way right now is Salt City Sumo on Facebook. We're gonna have an Instagram page soon. Apparently there's another group called Salt City Sumo as well that I think they have the Instagram name.
I just learned about them this weekend when they sent some people to the Cowboy Cup, and I was very confused for a minute.
Yeah, I think they're from Australia, aren't they? Right?
I think one of the guys is. I think the guy that looks like oh man, I'm gonna catch some shit for this. The guy that looks like a hipster version of me is all I could think of when I saw that guy on commentary. I'm like, that's a little bit uncanny.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, so I'm cool with them using the name, especially because I used it first. But
okay.
If you look up Salt City, like in Japan, Salt Lake City shows up. So like I don't know what you want me to do here.
Yeah. The one that's definitely a sumo club is the one that is the sumo club.
So our official name is Salt City Sumo Club on Facebook. We also so we're gonna have an Instagram at some point. I'm working on that. It's probably gonna be underneath that same name. You can also find us as of this week on MySpace. And so we're hip with all the cool trends.
You can't blow past that. What?
Yeah, so we honestly, here's what happened is I think Gabe said in a chat that I'm in, like, hey, by 2044 we're gonna have a TikTok. His club's gonna have one.
Oh, joking about how late to the party they are on their social media.
And so you know what? I was like, there's people on MySpace. That was the place back in. That's your OG social media. How can you not have a presence there? And so I rectified that error really quick and posted it on the. So if you're on MySpace, it's myspace.com/Salt City Sumo Club, I think.
I'm sure. No, I'm not sure that nobody will look that up because you know what? Maybe you're going to start a thing. Hey, maybe MySpace is the new social media for sumo gathering.
Life was so much better on MySpace. Like people, they were teaching us how to code.
You could actually like customize your shit, right?
Bigger jobs came from MySpace. And like think about what it was. World was a much simpler place back in 2002.
Yeah,
exactly. And so MySpace is coming back. Nostalgia sells.
There you go.
But
you really got your finger on the pulse here.
if you don't have a MySpace page, you can also reach out to me on Instagram, which is at Ferris the Third, because I'm George Andrew Ferris the Third.
Piece that together, yeah. Context clues.
Or you can add me on Facebook. Or just find my phone number and text me. It's not that hard to find.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that you put your phone number just like right in the ad in the American Sumo newsletter.
I think I did, which probably isn't smart, but
but it's there. So
yeah, just text me.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm a big guy. I'm hard to miss.
Oh man. Well, thank you so much for joining me, George.
Hey,
And I am very excited to come out to Salt Lake and put on an awesome tournament with you. And I guess I didn't realize how excited I'd be for food trucks right next to the ring.
yeah, it's gonna be great, and I'm really excited. We're excited to have you. Midvale's super excited. If this tournament goes well, they've talked about doing it every year. So and a lot of our budget this year went towards some things that it won't have to go to next time. So could be some more prize money in the future. And
That'd be
so
pretty cool.
come out. I promise you, I haven't revealed all the surprises for this tournament yet. I promise you that.
Yeah, I suppose we got like 6 weeks or so. You got time to sweeten the pot and stuff.
Yeah, buy your tickets now. Trust me.
Awesome. All right. Well, good talking to you, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
Have a great one.
Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time,
Throw your salt high.
And keep moving forward.